What's happening, everybody? I am Joe Hanich with the
Ryan Chikvara.
Welcome to the Living in Reno channel. We're discussing what it's like to live, eat, sleep, play, gamble, drink.
All the things.
Yeah.
Outdoors.
All of it. Everything else in between. So if this is your first time to our channel, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. You got to hit that little bell so you get notified every time we do a new video. Because that's why we're putting these videos out.
Yeah, just trying to help.
For you guys, we're people persons. So in this video, we're actually going over 12 reasons why you shouldn't move to Reno, Nevada.
Yeah, it sounds counterintuitive, but it makes a lot of sense. So
definitely. So we've got our list here. The very last one is probably the most important one.
I think so.
To date. So
it's a lifestyle.
So if you're thinking about moving here and you want to know why you shouldn't, stay tuned. In this video, we got you. Here we go, guys. We have got the top 12 reasons why you should not move to Reno, Nevada. The last one, obviously, is the most important one.
Yeah.
If I would have known this years ago before moving, I would have never even moved here.
Really?
No, that's a lie.
I was like, dislike it that much?
But it's an important one, guys.
It's true.
So we're literally talking about everything from jobs, public transportation, gambling a little bit, whether we're a little too liberal,
Yeah.
a little too conservative. So we're going to jump into this video, but if you guys are moving to the area, relocating for whatever reason, you got to reach out to us.
Yep.
Call us, text us, hit us with an email, whatever you have to do to get a hold of us. We're honestly working with people internationally. A lot of you from California, some people from Florida. But that's the whole reason why we're putting this content out, is for you guys that are moving here. So we do hope it is, content that you love, and we're just going to get into it. Number one, we're chatting about the weather in beautiful Reno, Nevada.
Yeah. So it's got its extremes. So a lot of people think, desert in your head, it's just going to be hot. That's not entirely true. So deserts, they do see their cold times, and we got some little kids running around in the cold right now, actually.
Some wild ones.
Yeah, so not too cold extreme wise today, but that being said, we do have a winter. So my father grew up in Chicago, Illinois. He moved here, and when it came time to retire, he went down to Arizona because he was done with snow. He was just totally over it, and we don't get killed by it. But just know it is here. Vegas, a lot of people associate us with that. We're 7 hours away. Vegas has its 55-degree winters. We do get down into the 30s.
Definitely.
So
yeah, and we're below freezing, and you have to remember, right? We're over 4,000 feet in elevation, so we're the high desert. So it does get chilly at night. Those temperatures do drop, but so just be prepared for it. And in the summertime, we'll get into the triple digits. Sometimes it gets pretty damn hot.
Yeah.
So just know you're going to be dealing with quite a bit of weather when you guys do move here. Jumping into number 2, public transportation or
lack thereof.
Yeah.
So being the biggest little city in the world, we've talked about that aspect before. We don't really have the infrastructure of a major city.
No, not at all.
We don't have your subways. We don't have trains. Our main public transportation is a bus system, and being that we're a bit of a larger valley, it is a little bit spread out. So if you are a public transportation person, if you miss that bus ride, you're going to be waiting 25 to 30 minutes for the next one. They're not just rolling through like that. So.
Definitely. And really the main bus that we have runs north and south on South Virginia.
Yes.
Right? So it does, it will take you to certain points, but for the most part, there is no public transportation, and you're going to have to rely on Uber to get you around. It can be costly. We're pretty spread out.
Yeah, you need a car.
Yeah,
just
so
put it that way.
No getting around it.
Yeah.
You'll have to have a vehicle. Cool. I'll let you jump into number 3.
Cool. So number 3, just looking at the different types of lifestyles that people seem to be getting more into, and that's like vegans and vegetarians. We definitely have more options recently. We have a couple really great restaurants. We have Grateful Gardens, Laughing Planet, and so they give you tons of options there. But that being said, we
They're
are
limited.
still the Wild West. Too.
Yeah.
One of our biggest and one of my favorite events is the Great Rib Cook-Off.
Holy heck.
Out in Sparks. So it lasts about 9 days, and that is a meat lover's heaven. So for all the vegans and vegetarians out there, you're probably not going to be going to Sparks for a week.
Avoid Sparks
Yes.
for that entire week. But for all of you meat eaters, it's amazing. So hit us up, and I will chat with you about the Rib Cook-Off, because we got some tips there and how to be VIP, which is the best route to go.
Yeah.
So,
Rib, everything, it's a day.
all you can eat and drink.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful
Yeah.
thing. Sweet. And number 4, the diversity here in Reno. It is changing quite a bit, right? We have a lot of people moving into the area, so that is changing. But for the most part, I mean, it's not super diverse.
Yeah, we do have we are pretty Caucasian.
Predominantly
We're
Caucasian, yeah.
A lot of white people, but that being said, we do have a little bit more of an influx of Hispanics and Latinos.
Yeah.
Starting to see a larger African American population. So it is definitely becoming more diverse. But the majority of people you're going to see are white. So
Yeah. So if that's an issue for you, right, don't move to the area. But again, we're working on it. So I think everybody should be moving to the area.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right on. All right, into number 5. We talked about weather at the beginning, but let's talk about how bipolar our weather is.
So when you talk about the extremes of the weather, that's one thing, but there's like the saying, like if you want to see the weather change, just wait a couple hours. So we do have that aspect of like
couple minutes.
Yeah, with just bipolar weather.
Yeah.
Some days you're out on the golf course, it's 85. 2 days later, it's 58 degrees and you're bundling up.
Or snow, right? Didn't you get snow?
Yeah. Growing up, it's probably about 5 at the time. I think it snowed on the 4th of July. So it's just
I'd be so pissed.
Lake
so mad.
Tahoe Lake Day was not a successful day that day, but it is one of those things that sometimes it stinks. You got a day planned 3 days out in advance to go. We got a tea time or something.
Yep.
And it's raining, it's sleet, something unexpected. So
Or that damn wind.
yes, we've touched on the wind before.
Son of a gun. It's not windy right now. It's beautiful. It's just a little nippy.
Yes.
But weather-wise, if you're wanting, right, just sunshine and rainbows,
Yeah.
this ain't it.
Yeah, if you want to know 2 days ahead of time what to expect, that's not necessarily
Head
always
somewhere
true.
else.
Yeah.
Because Reno ain't it. Cool. All right. What else we got? Number 6?
6, yeah. So just kind of friendly people. Just want to touch on that. So many people. It seems to be as we've grown to be a little less of that small town vibe. So being the biggest little city in the world, we keep mentioning that. The friendliness of the people, you can get along with your neighbor. You're going to have
Definitely.
a ton of friendly people. I love my neighborhood bartenders, all that sort of thing. But don't expect to walk down the street and have every person smile, give you a wave. We're not that small.
No, and you nailed it right there. I mean, the biggest little city, right? We always say that, but that one kind of nails it on the head because friendly, but not everybody.
Yeah.
We're not that small town. It's not little Coeur d'Alene, Idaho up north.
Yeah.
Tiny little spot.
Yep.
Shout out Coeur d'Alene. I miss you guys. Cool. So if you are friendly and need to hug and give everybody a handshake, keep it moving. This isn't the spot.
And I'm sure COVID has worn on you already. So to those people, I'm sorry, man.
Yes. All right.
Oh, wow.
We got some wild little kids. Sweet. We're jumping into number 7, the walkability of Reno.
Yeah. So did a little research. Downtown Reno, which basically starts right off the freeway there, so a little bit south of the university, all the way to Midtown, which we've talked about before. It's a new revitalized area. They just redid everything down there. It looks absolutely beautiful. You can walk that entire stretch in about 25 minutes. It's only a mile and a half. So.
So it's awesome, and you're bar hopping right the whole way.
Yeah.
Or whatever, if you want to go and check out some different restaurants. But it is only a mile and a half. It's clean. It's brand new. They just pumped about $80 million, a little under, into the infrastructure there in Midtown to widen the roads. Everything's clean and new. So that's awesome. But outside of that area, in Sparks, kind of Victorian Square,
Same thing.
tiny little area,
And that's starting to grow and expand as well. So there's tons of new bars and restaurants going in there. So all of that area is very walkable. But outside those pockets, You've got your suburbs you can walk through. You can walk the dog. I mean, we're sitting at a beautiful park right now in a suburb, or not even a suburb, a little housing development right above the university. But as far as walking the city itself,
no, it's not happening. Again, yeah, you've got that little kind of in these downtown areas of Reno and Sparks. Outside of that, you're gonna have to drive. You're gonna have to get an Uber, whatever it may be.
Yeah,
you ain't walking.
Nope.
All right, jumping into number 8. Let's talk about the all-you-can-eat lifestyle that we have going on here in Reno. And I'm not knocking it. I like to eat. Your boy likes to eat.
You can tell I do as well.
He's hungry.
So, no, it's just kind of one of those things that you don't really realize until you go somewhere else. So, growing up here my whole life, I thought that sushi was all you can eat everywhere.
Yeah.
And that is not the case. So Vegas, Reno, just Nevada in general, we seem to love that gluttony almost in a sense, and that all you can eat lifestyle. So we have all those different buffets at the casinos.
Yep.
The sushi, like we said, all you can eat. It just seems to be larger portions and get your fill, basically.
I'm not knocking it.
No.
I'm not knocking it, but that's again why I also spend, so many hours into the gym, because I love to eat and drink.
Yep.
Is what it is. But if it is something that right, you
might struggle with being able to turn down that last roll.
Yeah,
that is one too many.
Forever bulk season here in Reno.
Yes.
And touching on the all-you-can-eat sushi real quick, we get made fun of for sushi in Reno. Obviously, we're landlocked. We're kind of close to the Pacific Ocean there, but not that close.
Close enough. 4 hours.
Our sushi is good.
Yeah, 4 hours to San Francisco. It's funny too because I got family that's coming and everything like that. And you give them the want to go get sushi because it's if you live here and you like sushi, it's a thing to do for real.
Yeah.
That being said, people they're a little skeptical at first, and then you have people walking out saying that might have been some of the best sushi I've ever had.
Good.
So it's kind of crazy.
So we'll knock on it, but we love the buffets.
Yeah.
We love all you can eat.
Yes.
Number 9, talking about the specialty markets, right? Kind of your co-ops, farmers markets.
Yeah, so we do have some local stuff like that, the farmers market sort of thing. Bentley Ranch out here does some great, just phenomenal meats. We have some local restaurants that source that meat too. It's just fantastic. But just touching in again, we mentioned like vegans, vegetarians having those options with Laughing Planet and stuff like that. But we do have a Whole Foods. We do have a Sprouts and Sparks. We have one in South Reno. We have a Trader Joe's.
Yeah, and I think we're getting more and more. We're just a little limited at the moment.
Yeah.
Right? So I think that the more that we grow, we're kind of seeing more of that, those kind of specialty markets, which is awesome because, I also love those.
I'm a huge Trader Joe's guy, and it's like central Reno. For me, it's a 10-minute drive on the freeway, so it's not far away, but I wouldn't be surprised to see another one of those here in the next couple of years. So.
Yeah, I'm hoping. Put it out in South Reno.
Yeah.
I'll just move.
Joey's neglected.
But if that is something that's really important to you, we've got the options, but they're just kind of few and far. Right?
Yeah.
You might have to track them down a little bit. Number 10, talking about how big it is or how small it is.
Almost just going into the confusion that people might have about Reno in general.
Yeah.
So probably the millionth time we've mentioned the biggest little city in the world. But it is kind of the perfect name, and I think for people who are moving here now who are like, is it too small because it's the littlest of the big cities?
Yep.
Or people who are kind of afraid that we might be turning into a North Vegas or a Sacramento-sized town. For me personally, in the perfect niche. I mean, we have the amenities of the baseball team, the soccer team, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So you get the best of both worlds there, but
I agree. And coming from Coeur d'Alene, smaller, right? 50, 60,000, maybe a little more surrounding. Coming here, it is the biggest city I've ever lived in. But again, it doesn't feel like a huge city, right? To where you kind of just get lost in the numbers and the mix. So it is kind of a good mix there, however you look at it.
Yeah, just kind of to sum it up, I have just not nearly as big as you might think, but not nearly as small either.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the best of both worlds.
Yeah. So if you are looking for that huge city, probably not it.
Yeah.
You can probably get that feel downtown a little bit more, or vice versa, right? If you want that small town feel, there's going to be some spots that aren't it, but others will feel like that. And so with that being said, when you guys do reach out to us, make sure you're letting us know, what you're kind of looking for in Reno, because we can find those certain pockets that.
Oh yeah, lifestyle.
Yeah, we've got the downtown feel where you're walking to, every bar, restaurant,
the local markets down there too.
Entertainment, yeah. Or, if you want something that's kind of a little bit more country, then, we're going to put you out in Spanish Springs or talk about Carson, things like that.
Yeah.
So make sure you are reaching out and letting us know. Number 11, this is an important one.
Yeah.
We are talking about is, right, too liberal, too conservative. Where do we kind of fall in that spectrum? And personally, I mean, we just, had the election here in 2020. Washoe County was just about split right down the middle.
Yeah.
And Nevada's been predominantly blue for a while now.
Yeah. So a lot of that, we get that aspect now that we're California East.
Yeah.
Because we got a lot of those people moving in. Washoe has always been kind of right down the middle. So like Joe said, we're about 50-50, conservative versus liberal, however you want to call it, blue versus red.
Yeah.
But us in Clark County, we kind of carry the state just based off of population. A lot of the land in Nevada is owned by the government as you get out towards Utah out there. But the state itself, predominantly red, other than those two large pocket populations. So that being said, though, we're kind of a nice mix up in Reno.
Definitely. You're not going to get it one way or the other, which is good and bad. If you are looking for it on either side, maybe it's not it. But, we can find you some more red areas too, if you'd like.
Yeah.
Just let us know. And last but not least, finally, number freaking 12. We're getting into it.
Yeah. This one, Joe, you said you wouldn't move here.
I said, I did say I wouldn't move here, but that was a complete joke. Number 12 is just talking about the gambling, how it's everywhere. I go to fill up gas, right, and go into a 7-Eleven or convenience store. They've got
they got
the
slot
poker
machines.
They've got the
little
slot
machines
machines
right
in there
on the side.
You go to any restaurant, it seems, and they've got right at the bar, they've got your video poker machines. Some of the nicest restaurants, you're having to go through the casino, which is a little.
The casinos are still smoking.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
They
So
got the smoke eaters, but you're walking through there to get to a place.
Yeah. So if gambling is, kind of an issue for you, or you've ever, had struggled with it, I probably wouldn't say to move here, because you're going to be tempted.
Absolutely.
Everywhere you look. But at the same sense, I'm not a big gambler. I hate
something about, I think, growing up in it. Most of the people, I grew up here my entire life. Most of my friends, none of us gamble.
Yeah.
It's almost one of those things. It's just nice to have it there, and it's like any other night out. If you're thinking about going
Definitely.
racing go-karts with your friends and you're gonna drop $60 every now and again, my friends and I will. You got $60, let's go play blackjack. If I lose it all, I was meaning to spend $60. If I won, I had a fun night.
So be it.
Yeah.
So whatever you want to make of that, but just know that gambling is pretty predominant here.
It's here.
So with that being said, guys, I mean, you got it. Your top 12 why you shouldn't move here. But if you want to know the reasons why you should, reach out to us.
Yeah.
Call
we got
us.
some other videos on that too. So.
Yeah. Call us, text us, email us, whatever you have to do. I'm Joe Hanich.
Ryan Chikvara.
Boom. We got your back with moving to Reno, Nevada.